Stop the camera. Awesome. Cool, guys. So we'll be starting with that right now. If you guys can listen to my screen for any reason, just let Alejandro know in the chat. You'll be able to contact me and let me know. But I think it's going to be all right for now. Okay, hope you guys see this. So let's go with that. So today's training is going to be about price action. As I said, if you're just bringing us live right now, make sure you comment below in the chat. We've done this training last week, the same thing, although this one's going to be 1,000 times better. Oh, I didn't chat here. It's perfect. So yeah, this one's going to be better. So yeah. Anyway, I need to close the chat. It's going to be too much trouble. This one will be better, of course. And the reason why we did it the second time is that we had no replay for the first one. So we tried to get a replay from our provider of webinar. Didn't have it. So kind of a mess up on this. And now we have a replay to use for this one. But I decided to do it again so that you guys can kind of learn more. And since we're in a different time zone, again, good way to kind of teach you guys stuff. And I really want to stress the fact that I'm doing these firsthand to get you results. Okay, it's not like a self-pitch only. It's be a training where you can get results. And you should, by the end of this training, get some results. Okay, if you don't have anything to apply after, we have a big issue here, and we have a problem. Okay, so you need to get results. That's the point of this training. It's the point of the event. Why I structured this way is for you to get some results and for you to improve. Okay, so you're in the right place right now. If you've been structuring for extra some time because you want to have more freedom, but you have strategies that always fail. So you try to create strategies for price action, things like that, but they always fail. Was like, well, that you know how to trade maybe, but you've not seen some result for your trading. So let's see, you've been trading for some time, you know exactly how to trade. Like we talk about, you know, 5-on-5, the theory, but you cannot apply it properly in the market. So why is that? We'll talk about it. There's some myths people go to and that don't make any sense, and those will be very helpful for you to kind of, if you can flip them around, you'll start to reach your goals pretty fast after. And the basic thing is, if you want to live a life of freedom, you want to be able to travel, spend time with your family while trading, but you're confused by all the information out there. There's so much crap and stuff out there that you don't know what to apply, and you want to have a way, like a path, a step-by-step process that you can use to reach your goals. Okay, I'm all about process and step-by-step. So if that's your goal, to be able to get freedom and not trade all day, like from 6 in the morning to like 10 at night, but be able to kind of trade a few hours per day but have freedom to live, then that's what we want to talk about. Okay, that's kind of my goal. It's been my goal for many years. And now that I've achieved my goal, I want to be able to share my lessons and things I learned with you guys over this training. Okay. What you learned today are a couple of different things. First, we'll talk about how to use price action to give a boost to your trading. So it's not only about only price action, it could be price action and other things. Okay, you can combine stuff without any problem, but you need to understand how to give it, how to use it to give a boost to your trading. We'll talk about how to make this work to get a lifestyle you want to have in life, a freedom lifestyle. And what are the untold truth of trading price action? What are things that people talk about that don't really make any sense, or that like people just don't cover these things because they for some reason don't use them, or they didn't really go in depth on that. So they only talk about the basic, like the candlestick pattern, things like that. So I want to go deeper and share with you some things that people don't talk about ever, or almost never. Okay, those are going to be really useful, especially for me. Those were really useful in the past. So one last thing I want to say is, like I said before, you deserve to reach your goals. Make sure you kind of silence your phone. Only have one tab on your computer like I have. Make sure you stay focused and take notes if you can. Okay, that would be awesome. Perfect. Okay, cool. So quick disclaimer here, my results are not typical. So I've been trading for some time. I got some good results over time, but it doesn't mean you'll get the same, because most people fail in trading, like anything in life, like in business, they fail. But you got to be able to kind of flip the script and make things work in your favor. Okay, forcing it involves risk, and whatever you're using the trading to be at your own risk, of course. So quick background on me: I've been trading Forex since 2013, as you guys might have noticed. And I would like if you can come in the chat, tell me like when you started to follow me. Was it a long time ago, recently? I'm kind of curious. I'm a Forex trader since then. A swing Forex trader, actually. I host a podcast called the Desire Trade Podcast. I got my first $1,000 trade in 2016 from investors, which I used to kind of grow its account and grow at the same time my capital in the market. And I specialize in methodology and psychology. Those are things I like to talk about. Strategies are fun. I like that. but I would prefer to have you guys learn these things first, methodology and psychology, because you can get a lot more out of it from what I found. Okay. I haven't featured it in different places, but that's about it. Okay. So I want to bring you guys back to 2016, back when, 2015 actually, back when I was kind of struggling to succeed in trading. I didn't train that time for 2 years and didn't have any result. I had like no result, to be honest. And so I was visiting a factory in Dongguan. I was back at that time traveling in Hong Kong, in China, and I was going to different factories in China at that time. So I went to this factory one day, and I remember the owner of the factory telling me that it was like the factory was like behind the picture, and at the front there was like two big buildings, two big apartment building where the workers exactly were living in. Okay, there was a few factories around, so many apartment. But basically the fact was that it was telling me how people would simply go to the factory work every day. They would come back home across the street, right? Go to sleep or maybe have a little fun, go to bed, sleep, come back, maybe get breakfast, come back next day at work. And they would just repeat the same cycle all the time, the same exact thing all the time. And that means that they had pretty much no quality of life. And for me, that like that's not the fact that I work in China ever, but I was just thinking about the fact that if I'm gonna be back in Canada one day, I need to kind of repeat the same cycle. I need to do the exact same thing, like going to work, going back home in traffic, which is even worse, to be honest, and then sleeping, coming back to work the next day. Nothing different. So I decided back then that I needed to do something different to be able to make a living on my terms and kind of just live life on my terms, doing what I want to do. And that being in a situation like this, working all the time for someone else to get a 2-day weekend wouldn't be worth it. Like, so you spend 5 days at work for a 2-day weekend, which for me doesn't make sense. Why not flipping it to kind of working 2 days a week, or like this amount of hours, to getting 5 days of vacation per week, and you can do that really well. So at that time, I became obsessed with freedom by trying to figure out how to make things work in trading. Like, because I had been trading for 2 years back then, but I didn't get any result, and that made me kind of want to push and want to succeed even more than before. Like before, I was just like, oh, I'll try to succeed a little bit. I'll try to make this work by myself. And when I came back from this trip in China, in Hong Kong, I was really obsessed. I said like, oh, I need to make this work now. I started surrounding myself with the right people, learn from different coaches, pay some people to learn from them. And that's where kind of my results shifted in only about a year and even like 8 months. My results started to really shift fast. Then I look back after, and that's how I was profitable for a year. Okay. So the result of what I've learned is going to be what I'll teach you in this training. And the only thing I had back then was a basic knowledge of price action. So I didn't know much. And in the year after, I didn't learn, I learned a little bit more, but not that much. Okay. So you need to understand it's not about learning more and more and more. It's about learning what you need to learn. But once you've learned that, just go away and apply it properly, and you'll start to get some results. Okay. So this training is how I stopped trading time for money. How I've been able to grow my account in trading using price action and other things, and use what people don't talk about ever. Keep what people don't kind of explain and go in depth on, which I want to share with you using price action. Okay. So far I've been able to travel to 23 countries, which is what I've been loving to do with my freedom. You can decide to travel if you want. That's for you. That's fine. If that's not, that's totally fine. Also, I'm fine with that. My goal is to help you do what you want in your life. Like, have you get freedom. Once you have freedom for yourself, I'm going to be happy. Okay. And that's my ultimate goal. If I can help people get freedom with this training or whatever I do online, that's the ultimate fulfillment for me. Okay. And since then, I've been also surrounding myself with traders everywhere I go, because I learned the power of this in the past, how powerful it is to get around people, around traders, people you want to learn from. And I want to thank you guys for being here to this training, because that's the first part. Like that's the first step. You surround yourself with people and us on this training. It's awesome. That's really epic. If you can do this more and more and more, you'll see your results kind of skyrocket and become better. Okay. So type in the chat if you're ready to start with this. We will start with the top 3 skills, the top 3 price action skills you need to master. Okay, those are things that I learned myself. I'll just get a little bit of water for now. Okay, stay hydrated, of course. But so the top 3 price action skills you should master. Okay, those are things that for me made the big difference. And they work for me really well because back then I really needed those. Okay, those are things that was completely lacking in the past, and I was making everything complicated, everything too like with too much detail. That it didn't really help. Okay, so I want to show this with you so that you can maybe simplify. Maybe you know these things already, but maybe you don't, and maybe you know these things but didn't apply them properly. So I want to share with you how to apply them and kind of how to make this work. Okay. So number one thing is identify the market context. This like the biggest one for me. This was like huge. So in the past, I was only trading things with indicators or even price action, but I did look at the context of the market. It's good to look at like candlestick and things like that in structure, but the context, the bigger picture, is really important for what I found. I found over the past few years that you might have like you might succeed better with a good context and a bad setup than a good setup and a bad context. Okay. So you can use this right, that will be really good. So the thing I was taught by my coach back then, and this is back to 2015, is you need to look at, by the way, I paid that coach like $5,000 in the past, okay? So by the way, you need to look at the market phase. This is something that's been developed by Stan Winstein. You can have a different name for this, or use the same name as I have. First is the foundation. Then you have the rise, okay? Then you have the constellation. These two are like the same. Number 2, number 1 are fairly similar, so no need to kind of complicate things. And number 4 is the drop, okay? Now, I just want to explain those before we go to an example because it'll be easier for you. So foundation is like where price consolidates. So you have a sideways market. Okay, these number 1, number 3 are sideways market. So you could draw a box around the price in those circumstances, okay? Now, in number 1 and number 3, we can only trade basically 2 things. We can trade reversals at the low. Actually, I can draw this. We can trade reversals at the low or the top of the range, or we can also trade breakouts. So when price breaks out of the range. Okay, those are 2 different things we can trade. Now, in between the range, when we're like here, we don't trade. Okay, that's not the right place. But when we're here at the low or the top, we can look for reversal setup. Okay, that will work really well. And again, if we break out of the range, we look for breakouts. Okay, pretty simple. And once we break out, most of the time, like of course, there's gonna be some failed breakouts, but most of the time, we'll get to a rise. Okay. Now the rise means that we're going to be trending, so we can potentially draw a trend line, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Okay. And then in that phase, we have only 2 things to trade. We can, well, only 1 thing to trade actually. We can only trade pullbacks. Okay. Now these pullbacks might be deep, they might be not deep, more deep, it doesn't matter. But we only supposed to trade pullback here. Okay. And that phase is characterized by, of course, higher highs and higher lows. I think I've heard before for sure. Once you have higher highs, like this one here, a high, and a higher low. So low over here, low over here. That's right. So we can trade that on pullbacks. Okay. And then we have phase number 3, which is the same as number 1. Okay. Except that this one is going to be followed by a drop. Now we cannot know before if it's going to be followed by a drop. Okay. This we never know. We only see it when we have a breakdown. We say, oh, it's probably going to be a drop. Okay. And in that phase, we trade either reversals or breakdown. Okay. And if we have a breakup, so breakout, break above, then we have the same thing we can trade over here. Okay, with phase number 2. So these don't have to be in order. They can be kind of in different order, but they have to be. You gotta know what to trade in which phase, in which condition. And in phase number 4, we'll be looking to trade only. Can you guys guess? Only retracement, okay, on the market. So only when we make lower lows, lower highs, trade the retracement. And we have many ways of looking at this, many indicators, many things we can look at, or just go by watching the chart and look at price points. That's fine, but those are things we can look at, okay? So try to take a mental note of this. We'll kind of go on the chart right now, and I'll show you what that means and what it looks like. Okay, so yeah. And if you have any question on this, you can comment in the chat. We'll be answering your question right after. Okay. So here's an example on the chart, and I should clear my drawing. There we go. Perfect. All right. So here's an example on the chart. So basically, we see here, and I will do an example with you after, so we can go through it properly. But here's one that's already done. So I will start over here on the left. Okay, I will start really at the left of my chart to look at the zone. First thing I'll say is, well, here we have seller's market. Okay. Of course, now in the future, it's easy to tell, but that's fine for now. Okay. I'll show you why it's important. So seller's market here, it's gonna be like phase one. Okay. And then here we have a drop, like a breakdown. Okay, of the range. So you can see here when we break out the low, that's to be a drop. So we say, well, that's a drop. Okay, this one, that's like phase four. Here's phase two, the same thing as phase four. Okay, phase two, phase four are the same. It was phase one, phase three are the same also. Okay, so now we get the drop. So now we say, well, in the drop, we can trade pullbacks. We'll trade on pullbacks. Here we have a small kind of range. Here we have a kind of a pullback. We can trade that. And now we get to here. We'll make a low, and we touch again the same low. Okay, and again here we have a little higher. So here's sideways again. Now in this we can trade reversals or breakout or breakdown. And basically here we have a breakdown. So kind of hard to trade because that's a big candlestick. I'm not sure what happened here, but we won't trade that probably. And then we get to here, we make a pullback though, so we can trade that. And then we get in the range again. So we make a low, or we make this low here, and the low here. Then we come back with this high. So something's happening. So sideways market again. Because don't think new lows or low lows. And we'll break out. So that's a nice rise. Once we come back to here, we'll make this high. Come back down. Okay. And this is the same low as before. So now sideways. That's sideways market. Okay. And now we make here a drop. We can clearly see that price broke out or broke down of this range. So now we have a drop. So now the question is, what do we trade now? And in that phase, that would be phase four, get drop. So we trade retracement on that drop. So we can trade it over here whenever breakout. We'll ideally go on maybe lower time frame to trade that if you want to go on lower time frame, or we don't have to. Okay, it's up to you. But that will be the thing to trade now. So you trade retracement over here in this market, right? So just clear that out. I wanted to do an example with you guys of something here that's happening. This is something more recent, so ADCAD. I took this chart like last week, and the same thing here. Same thing happens. Okay. Basically, I was just gonna draw again, but this is an example of like what to do when it's really messy in the market. Okay. And so far, what happens is that over here, like so, here you can do two things because that's really messy, that's really choppy. You can do two things. You can say either I'm gonna take this chart. Okay, and I'm going to go on a lower time frame. Okay, so I'm going to do lower time frame trading. So you would look at the zone over here on like a daily chart, and you go trade a lower time frame. Or you say, I'm going to look at number two is you stay on higher time frame. Okay, but you can look at the bigger picture. Okay, so that means that you will look at this chart, look at the bigger picture. And no ways you're all wrong. It's totally fine to do any of those. You decide what to do, okay? But I want to show you kind of both ways that you could do it and how to work in the market. So if we go with lower time frame, we'll look at like all the small kind of consolidation like this, all the small details like this. Okay, we see here we have consolidation. We have a quick breakout that turned out to more consolidation, of course. Okay, so I will draw this over here like this. Okay, like this. And of course, if you want to buy like a breakout, you should have more reason to buy the breakout, not only like the market's phase. That's only one clue, but you need to add confidence to what you trade. Okay, I believe so. You can study, don't believe so, but that's what I believe in. So here we have breakdown. Okay, now we came back to retest this, so kind of failed breakdown, came back to retest again, came back down. That's where it gets really messy. And then you could argue that this is a consolidation over here. That now we had another breakdown, but it's pretty slow. Okay, it's like a small. At this point, I would just not trade anymore in this market. Okay, and then you go back up. So you could see this is like a foundation. A rise, came back, foundation. Okay, so in this market, when you see a lot of constellation like this, we just set up a kind of default sideways market trading, okay, because that's just to try to trade anything else. Okay, so here we come back. Okay, we don't have much option because we always have sideways market like this. Okay, so quite tricky. Now the other option I would have, so here we would also trading sideways, of course. It's like the same thing as before. Okay, same kind of sideways market because it's just going back to retest every level. Now the other option I would have, which is the one I would prefer here, which is the bigger picture view, is you would look at the bigger picture. So what is price doing over here on the weekly chart, which is going to be easier in that case. Okay, so you would simply take, well, we have a seller's market here. Okay, seller's market. But we also have a seller's market over here that started over here. We tested it over here. Okay, I'm not drawing really straight, but it doesn't really matter. So seller's market, so we're still in the seller's market over here. That's been lasting a long time. And if you want to trade that, I think that we're even profitable. Okay, your highs will be like around here, these highs, and could be a good place to look for reversals. So here at the bottom, bullish it up to the upside, and reversals here at the upper limit that you draw. Okay, and this will be another zone you can look at. So really miss the market, but that's an example of like what you do and how you get out of it in a really random market like this one. Okay, does that make sense? Any question on this, can let me know in the chat, and we'll be able to get back to it after. Yeah, definitely range bound, as almost said. It's perfect. Good job. So yeah, range bound here. So you got to be able to tap. Okay, and that's where I believe you can say like, oh, I only like to trade. Well, you can still say I only trade reversals or breakout. That's totally fine. But you got to be able to understand when you trade those. So when these are conductive, when these are going to work. And like trading breakouts here inside this range is terrible. But trading breakouts when it breaks the range, that's kind of better. That kind of makes sense. Okay, you got to be willing to adapt and able to adapt in the market. Okay, really crucial lesson here. So how does this work? We talked about trends a little bit earlier. How do you work this in trends? And the answer is pretty simple. Instead of your typical lines, you can use trend lines. If you're a fan of trend lines, I'm personally not a fan myself. I don't use them that much. But if you use trend lines, you can use that. Okay, that could be totally fun. You can use trend lines to put them in your chart in trends and identify trends. It's up to you. Okay, that will work really well. If you want to use that, no problem. Okay. And basically, instead of looking at the zones, like I said, in the sellers market, like the zone over here, this zone here as a reversal zone, and this one is a reversal zone, you would look at this one as a zone to look for here your pullbacks or your retracement, like over here. Well, this one you probably couldn't do it, but let's say over here, yeah. And you would trade here, you'll be stuffed out probably, but that's part of the game. Okay, that's really messy drawing, but that's the point. Okay, so you would look at this in this manner with trend lines, which works really well. Okay. All right. So that's it. This one. So, and if you guys are using trend lines, just comment to chat. Let me know. Kind of curious on that. If you use trend lines or not. Someone says, YVY says, how long do you have to wait for confirmation on reversals? I'll teach you that in a few minutes. We'll go on that in a few minutes. So we'll have for you different ways to look at confirmation and stuff for breakouts and other strategies as well. Okay. So this is for, yeah. So if someone says, I'm gonna use trend line. Awesome, Joel. Anyone use trend line? I'm kind of curious. Comment in the chat. So second strategy, second tactic, or second secret that I learned are what are signs of reversals and continuation. Now you need to be able to distinguish both because they're different, but you need to know kind of what they look like. And the fact that people talk about candlestick all the time, but that not all of them work. Like only a few candlestick I've tested myself actually work for me. Okay, that's just based on my testing. Now they could work for you, they could work different, it's fine. But in my case, it didn't really work well. So you gotta be able to test things out, see if it works for you. And today I'll share with you what I've seen works for me, okay, and what I've seen produce result and profit. If it doesn't produce profit, of course I'm not gonna trade it. But if it produces profit, I'll trade it without any problem. Okay. So, and I'll save you last time here because some things that I've done in the past and that you will see like books or online, they like have love cancer patterns, a ton of them. Okay, and I've only found for me two that works, and those are the pretty much the same, the engulfing candles, so bullish and bearish engulfing candles. Okay, those are the only one I use, and I prefer when price closes above the high of the previous candlestick. Not everyone's gonna say that. Some people say, well, engulfing is only when price closes like here beyond the close of the other one, or the open of the other one. So this one opens here, this one closes here, engulfing candle. I would not say that. Okay, I would say it has to close beyond the wick. Okay. Now it's something here, so it has to close beyond the wick. In this case, I prefer this one in my case. I've seen the results are better with this, but you could say it's different depending on your rules and whatever. But I just want to save you time. If you want to use this, this works really well. Okay. But again, you cannot use it alone. You gotta keep this in mind with the market phase and with the context of the market first. That's how it's gonna always be better. Okay. So yeah. Then we go to chart patterns. So I want to show you some chart patterns that I've been seeing work. Those are some I tested. Again, I don't necessarily trade them because I just don't like them that much. But if you want to use them, if you're like really a fan of chart patterns, you can also let me know in the chat. If you're a big fan of chart patterns, and use those, and they might work really well for you. Okay. First one is double top, double bottom. Okay, you also got to know what the rules are. Some people, they know chart patterns really well, but they trade them wrong. They don't enter the right place. So you gotta be careful about your rules. So first one is double top, double bottom. So this is something where you have two tops. Like this is for reversals, of course. So two tops, and then price would come back to the what are the neckline. Okay, and then break it, and then you have a better trade on this. Okay, that's pretty good. You would ideally put your stop loss either beyond the top. That's kind of wide. So the other way is to put it just beyond the line that you broke. So like above this consolidation over here. That's where I'll put it. Okay, that's kind of more tight. The other one is, but you gotta be careful to enter only beyond this line, this kind of neckline. Okay, if not, it won't work, or if not, you get stepped out too often. The other one, same thing with the head and shoulders, is you have the neckline. So like I talked about before, you have a shoulder one, the head, the second shoulder. Okay, this is not something new. You've probably seen this before, of course. I've seen this 1,000 times in the book, but they don't teach it properly to how to enter sometimes. So you cannot enter when you split it or when it's kind of forming. You gotta enter when it's done, finished, completed, and you've broken the neckline. Okay. I can have the same thing. So this is a reverse one. You can have a typical head and shoulders also the other way. Same thing, same principle. Okay, so you gotta enter when it's broken. So not over here when you say, oh, I think it's the head and shoulders, but over here when it's broken. Not over here when you say, oh, it seems like it's going to form, but over here when it actually forms. Okay, that makes a big difference, by the way. Okay, and so that works well. Now you put your stop loss either beyond the shoulder one or beyond the shoulder two, this one, or you can do beyond the head if you really want to be cautious. Okay, that's what this one. Now the other one, let me just grab this. The other one I found that worked really well are triangles and flags. Those are like, so it's more like a triangle. You have a flag. They tend to work well in trends. So let's see you have a trend before. Here's sideways before, but let's see you have a trend before. And you go up. So let's see you have an uptrend. Okay, I'll just draw this. Make it more simple. So you're gonna have like a trend over here. Okay. And then you get this kind of triangle, which I'm not really good at drawing, but whatever. And then you get this breakout. Just triangle over here. And just assume it's a triangle, right? Triangle. Then you get the breakout. That's really good in trends. Okay, a little bit less inside this market. You can still use it if you want. But really good trend continuation pattern over here. So basically, you would draw some lines here around your triangle, and you watch for breakout. Okay. Now there are some things you can use to confirm this. We'll talk about this later. But that's kind of the basic of it. Okay, of a triangle. Now these are the ones that work. Now there's thousands of chart patterns you can use. You can type in Google chart pattern, whatever, trading. You'll find like 1,000. Okay, without a doubt. So the question is, you want to use all of them? But probably not. That's probably no. The answer is no. Okay. But the other thing is that you want to simplify what you use. You want to use less.
Plus, you want to use what works, and those are the one I've seen works for me. Okay, now you got to decide if you want to use them or not. If you like them, use them. If you don't like them, you don't use them. It's fine. I won't be pissed off if you don't use my chart patterns. Those are fine. Those are just like the typical ones, but you got to use what you like. Okay. If you've seen something you like for now, just comment below in the chat. Let me know. I'm kind of curious what you like so far in this. Do you prefer chart patterns? Are you more like a chart pattern person or more like a candlestick person? I'm curious. You can comment in the chat for this. So that's it for these patterns, okay? And I think we'll talk about patterns and stuff or time frame and stuff later. Okay. So that's coming. Here the drawings. Awesome. Okay, the third secret I want to share with you guys is the art of confirmation. That's a big one. And I used to always be looking for confirmation. So I actually started my trading without confirmation at all. So trying to enter trades too fast, too quickly, too early. And then I went to the opposite, trying to enter trades way, way too slow and like waiting a lot to enter trades, which doesn't work. Both don't work. So you got to kind of mix both. But the one thing I want to say is that I want to make it clear. You don't need confirmation for everything. You don't need to confirm every trade, every step, everything, okay? That depends on, and write this down, I would recommend you write this down for now in your notebook near you if you have one. Ultimately, the numbers dictate what you do. So the numbers you have, your stats, will dictate what you do, okay? If you have a low win rate, I think another example here. So here's an example for me. So before, I used to have a strategy with the Benjamin that I look at the stats, I tested a lot of things with that, like with different entries. And one of them was to enter above the high or below the low. And the other one was to enter at the close. So obviously this one over here, okay, above the high or below the low, is going to be more far than the close. Okay, the close is like early, this is like an early entry, more risky. So you got to look at two things. You got to look at, well, actually one thing. You got to look at your win rate. So what is your win rate on that strategy? Okay, let's just go here. So if your win rate is low, all right, you'll look at entering further to get more confirmation. So in that case, my win rate was pretty low. My win rate was like about 40% if I entered at the close. If I entered at the high, so beyond the high or beyond the low, my win rate was about like 60% or so. Okay, that's pretty good. So you need to look at your stats, and your stats will tell you what to look for, how to enter. Now, in the opposite way, if your win rate is high, but you have a low reward, then you enter the close. Okay, that's just a simple way to kind of do it. And by doing this, you get more reward. Your win rate is going to lower a little bit, but your reward is going to be bigger. So kind of might be better for you as well. Okay, and that's how you decide what to do and what not to do in your trades. Okay, there's no point of just like doing what you think is going to work. You got to test it first and see if it works. Okay, that's a quick example. But then we talk about how to confirm. So and we're getting to the untold truth of price action, things that people don't talk about. And the first one is, do indicators work? Okay, do indicators work in the market? Can you use them, or should you use only price? And my answer is, although I teach about price action and stuff, I will still say yes, you can use indicators, but only if you need them. If you need to have indicators in your chart, use them. If you don't need them, then don't use them. It's just an additional filter that you'll need. In my case, I found that I need indicators and that I work best in indicators, with indicators. Okay, now it could be different for you, but I want to show you how I can add, and you can even like make more profit with those if you use them right. You can make more profit with indicators by using them right. Okay, so write this down. The key isn't what indicator to use, it's when you use it. So if you know how to use indicator when at the right moment, that's powerful. If you don't, if you only use something like whenever you feel like it or when you think it's going to work, then that doesn't work well at all. Okay, so you need to know how to use it and when, and that's what we'll talk about. So most people I found in the past have no clue when to use an indicator. They only know like what to do or what tools to look for, then they try to apply it to everything. But that doesn't work well at all. So if you can know when to use it, much better. So here's some example. Again, I cannot cover all indicators because like there's too many of them, but I'll just cover some of them that I think are reliable. And you can comment in the chat if you have any indicator that you like or that you want me to cover and kind of share how to use. You can cover those. But Benjamin,
Okay, reversal patterns always. So Bonjour works really well for reversals, really badly for pullbacks and retracement. Okay, really bad for that. Breakouts are some strategies, but they're kind of different. I don't trade them myself, but reversals like your best bet. RSI works really well in breakouts and reversals. In fact, a really good trade breakouts is you look for a breakout with RSI that's going to be like overbought, okay, or breakdown with RSI that's going to be oversold. Okay, works really well, and reversals, of course. So not good in trends, and trends are going to be hammered by using the RSI. Okay, and moving averages are going to be working well in trends. So trend continuation. If you want to trade in trends, use that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to work pretty well. So the main thing is you don't want to use the wrong indicator the wrong time. And the time frame you look at for your zones or your market phase is the one you look for your indicator over here. Okay, so let's say let's say if you use Bank Japan in a reversal on the daily chart and you trade the daily chart, that's fine. If you trade the daily chart and look at the zone on the daily chart, that's fine. But maybe you can trade something where just an example over here. Maybe you trade something where price on the daily chart, okay, is like in a reversal. So it's like coming close to the low of the range. Okay, over here. So you want to trade this, you want to buy this on the daily chart. But then let's say on the 1 hour chart, for example, you're going to see the same thing, but then it's going to be, this chart is going to be looking like price coming like this to the range. Okay, and it's trending. Now this here is going to be kind of a reversal, of course. So you want to use a reversal pattern. Okay. But let's say that you're using something like so reversal over here, right? Reversal. But let's say that your chart on the 1 hour chart, and that's you want to do the 1 hour chart. Your chart looks like something like this. Okay, in that case, now you have more like a seller's market, so you could trade a reversal of this or like a breakout. Okay, so in that case, you would look for a breakout indicator, this one over here, because that's maybe better. Okay, reversal is going to work, but you're going to be really tight in the range, so that's good to trade in that case. But in that case, you look for reversal. So you got to look at the time frame you want to trade, the 1 hour chart, for example, in that case. How is the market behaving? Okay. And the Bank Japan is going to work really well on this, from what I've seen, but on this less well, because that's breakout trade, that's breakout setup. You want to look for a breakout indicator, so either the RSI or whatever other indicator you want to use. In that case, okay. So that's it for how this works. And of course, if you have a trend which is going to be different, then you look for trend indicators, moving average, for example. Okay. Just have a quick look at the chat. Robert says, I just use moving averages and trends or to identify consolidation phase. Awesome. So when price is going to overlap the moving average, that's when you do consolidation. That's good. I use MA on trend consolidation to identify pullbacks. Awesome. Joe says, I use stochastic with price action. Stochastic is going to be pretty similar to the RSI. It's the same thing, breakouts and reversals. Exactly. Just okay. Steve was saying it's an extra confluence. Awesome. Viniac says price is everything. Yeah, okay. It depends. Price is everything, but tools are helpful. That's kind of how I see it. So if you don't want to use indicators, that's fine. But if you want to use them for more profit, more confirmation, and maybe even better stats to trade for investors or something, why not use them? Okay, that's up to you. I use them. I like them, even though people crash on them. But to me, they're fine. So, guys, the second truth I want to share with you is how to keep improving as a trader. So, how to make sure that you improve over time as a price action trader or whatever trader you are. If you decide to use price action only or indicators with them, how to keep improving, how to become better. There's a few things on that because people talk about the fact that you need to learn all these things, read all these books, but that doesn't help you improve. To improve in trading, you need to do something different. Okay, you need to be like a little bit different. And the way I did this for myself in the past is that the first 2 years of my, or 3 years of my trading, I had no way to improve. I was just kind of going day to day, trying stuff out, trying to what my coach was teaching and stuff like that, but I couldn't really get better. And I wondered why. And then I read this book about the part of like creating checklists and stuff and creating plans for yourself. And I started to create 2 plans back then. 2 plans to help me out. Okay, I still use a lot today. And those 2 plans were the first one, the 30 growth plan. So a plan to ensure that I would keep growing, I'll get better focus and continuous improvement over time. Okay, and the plan looks like this. So we've got at the top, I had my 5 goals, top 5 goals for the next 12 months. I had 2 skills I want to master, only 2, because if you have multiple skills to master, you master nothing. Okay, so 2 skills I would write down here. So for example, I want to learn versatile trading with price action. Skill number 1, get resource. You put a resource you want to learn from. For example, my academy. Okay, that's your resource. You want to learn from my academy, that's fine. And then skill number 2 is I want to learn how to manage my money well so I can grow my account. Skill number 2, okay, resource, whatever, my academy again or something else. Okay, mentor you have something. And then here are trading strategies you have right now running that you use. You can have more than that if you want. You can have less, that's fine. But you want to keep adding them up, okay, if you want. And then top 3 focus for the next 90 days. Top 2 things you want to master for the next 90 days. So 1 is going to be whatever you decide, how to master your skills, how to get to your goals in the next 90 days. And then you break it down month by month of things you have to work on. And at the end of the month, you review this again, do this again, and try to rank yourself on how you've been performing, how you've grown, how you've become better. Yeah? That's how you do things to become really powerful. That's the first plan. So the second one was to kind of get clarity when I trade. So very clarity in execution. And that's my 1-page training plan, which you guys might have used before. You might not have used it. It's fine. Really helpful. So put down an overview of my trading at the top, what I want to do with my trading, my goal, my vision, then the time frame I use. Trading time, I have to look back at the chart, instrument I trade, step into exit to be able to take my trades. Those are really important. And then take profit stop loss. Again, they might vary, but you want to put them here. And money management rules, how I'm going to manage my money well. So risk percent per trade, minimum reward to risk, maximum drawdown, implementation plan on how I'm going to implement the strategy. So do I want to trade demo or not? Do I want to go demo for some time or not? Or go straight to live? Or how long I want to trade demo stuff? You write this on here. Okay, sign it and put a date, and you read this every like 30 days if you want, with your stats, of course. Okay, so that's how this works. And we'll give you guys access to these at the end if you want to get them. Okay, it's gonna be shared at the end if you want. So the other thing that you need to learn from is not to learn from your metrics. That's a big key. So if you do this plan right, the plan we talked about before, you'll find a way to improve all the time. Like it's easy to find a way to improve. But if you don't learn from your metrics, your stats, then you need something to kind of like a process to look at your stats every 30 days or something. That's what we'll talk about for now, how to improve your stats. So every 30 days, I believe every trader should look at their stats. Whether you're like an algo trader, a swing trader, day trader, whatever, look at your stats every 30 days and take a look at this. First of all, the first thing I'll look at is if you go on like my Facebook, for example, you get a recap per currency of your trades. Okay, now for a lot of people I talk to, it seems like they have currencies that just don't perform well, like they lose money on them. Yeah, for example, in my case, one of them was USD. So I took 50 trades in the past, and I had a 32% win rate. So 16 winner, 34 loser, which means that this is not profitable. So I might want to cut it. I want to stop trading this pair. Okay, your USD is not serving me well. So when I see this, we'll cut this pair. Now what you want to do is you want to have a big loss for a pair and a good enough number of trades. Here we have 30 trades on your CAD. I might cut this one because it's quite bad, but I'm not sure yet. It's not quite enough trades. I would wait for like 50 trades at least. And here, for example, we have a bad win rate, but it's only 4 trades. We cannot count that. Okay, that's fine. AUD/USD. AUD/USD is a tweet 5 trades not enough. So basically, I would try to see this. And if you want to get a step further, you can also try to look at which ones are the most profitable and which ones you can maybe risk a little bit more on to kind of maximize the profit if you want to do this. Okay, that's a good do it too. So if you have a pair with a lot of trades, like this one here, GBP/USD, 50% win rate, 30 trades, not much, but still fun. You could look at over time increasing your risk on that pair. Instead of like 1%, maybe go to 2% or 1.5%, because you know 50% of the time you'll win. So that's something you can look at. Okay, pretty powerful. Now, what you want to ask yourself when you look at your chart is what's unprofitable right now in my trading? What is it that I trade that's unprofitable? And there's many ways you can do that. You can go by pairs, you can go by hours, but try to ask yourself, what is it that I trade that's unprofitable? Maybe there's a rule you have, a criteria you have that you miss or that you skip, and that makes it unprofitable. Maybe that's that, or maybe it's something different. But if you look at your stats, you can find a lot of things you can improve on. Okay. And this can make all the difference. I had a student last month that I reviewed with him his stats, and we found out that only 2 pairs were cutting all his profit, only with 2 pairs. Those are like weird pairs that no one trades, but only for him cutting these 2 pairs can make all the difference. And he's now able to make profit without these 2 pairs. So that's what you want to look at. Like, cut what's unprofitable, and make sure you don't, like, you review this every 30 days, because like it can change. It can change pretty fast. So if for some time you cannot, like, you make no profit from something, maybe look at it later if it makes profit again, or no, or cut what's unprofitable again later. Okay. So here's the other thing you can do by hours. So you look at by hour of the thing. For example, in my case here, I see that the trade's taken at 11 p.m. with the broker's time. They're not profitable. They lose a lot of money. It's only a 16 trade, I think, or maybe a little bit more, but it's still pretty bad. Okay. Even from here, 21 to 23. That's an idea for now. I'm going to test this first. Test it for longer if it's always bad in these hours. Maybe do like a backtest for this, and then cut this. Okay, cut this this time of trading. Now I can say this one here in the morning is quite profitable, even if it's like small wins up to over here. It's quite profitable, and I can keep that. That's good from midnight to 10. Okay, and these are also profitable over here, of course. So you don't want to like cut every hour, but you want to cut pairs of hours that you don't want to use. That don't make any sense. Okay, and it's a good way to do it. So that would be really good to look at. So guys, I want to ask you today, I want to ask you, why did you show up today? What was the goal of you coming to this training tonight? And I'm guessing that your idea with coming here was to be able to surround yourself with traders. Like, you want to be able to learn from people. And the best way for me that I've found out to learn from people is to be around them. Surround yourself with traders, and you can learn a lot more. Or maybe you're confused, interested because you have all the information out there. There's too much information, too much overload, and you lack applicable advice you can use. Or maybe you want to take action to improve training with the path that gives you freedom. Like, you lack the path, the step-by-step process to get to freedom. Maybe that's what you like over here. That's what you want to have. Like, you want to have a clear-cut rules, which I provide you, because you're tired of like the half-fast, trade this, trade that pattern, but I don't think you have to trade it. Like, you want to have the clear path on how to trade it. You have to do things right. And so the other question is, from this training now, how can you make a living from this training? So living from this best section thing, so you can achieve more freedom, more lifestyle, and do what you love in life. Okay. And if you guys allow me, I would like to take a moment to tell you basically the options you have. You've got 2 options right now. Option number 1 is you can use the training we'll talk about today. So the 3 secret on press section, the untold truth, and use them by yourself. Okay. You can go back at home, use it by yourself and make it work. It still works. It's just going to take more time. Or you can use a simple strategic approach that was proven by other traders and by myself. Okay. Now you gotta decide whatever you want to do. And if you prefer to do, if you prefer to use the first one, which is by yourself, then that's totally fine. But if you want to use the second one, I would have to present you with something I've been working on the past few years. Okay, like an approach or program I've been developing the past few years, which works really well for this. So if you guys allow me, I would like to introduce you to the Disaster Academy, which I've been working on the past few years. It's been like a 2-year project for me. That's been so far really worthwhile. This is the only program I've seen that's been proven to develop your flexibility skills through a supportive environment, so you can express more freedom. You can get more out of doing in life. Okay, and we have like people that went through this so far, the people that went through the training, and so far the result people had was awesome. We had Alejandro in the chat, who's working with United. Is now a prop firm trader, trading for prop firm, and we have a few people doing the same, or doing even more than that, which is awesome. Okay. So what's included in the academy? We have 8 pro trading courses. We add them every few months. You get access to 2 monthly mastermind calls for the academy. You get result guide and checklist, a mastermind group that we have on Slack, access to a trader reporting program. We'll talk about those later also, and a lot more. Okay, so here are the 8 courses in the academy we have so far. We have a course about full-time trading, power trader,
So want to stick to your training plan, how to stick to your plan really easily. Courses about strategies, so day trading, swing trading, multiple time frame. Courses about risk management and psychology. Those are really helpful. Here's the first course we have. This is like a basic course. If you're not profitable, you get this, and it should help you out to kind of straighten your trading and get back on track to being profitable. Okay, so we talk about your goals, the market, price action, indicators, manage your trades, trading strategy, execution, trading success, confidence, advanced techniques. And this has been developed to help you ensure that if you're not profitable right now, that you can turn back on track, that you can kind of flip this around and become profitable. Okay, and we've seen people go through this and get results pretty fast because things that are taught in this course, they're kind of the detailed advanced explanation of like what other coaches teach, to like in depth explain well and actually technical that you can use them. Okay. So things that you learn from the academy are, first of all, you'll be able to build a solid, predictable trading business from the academy and from your trading. So it's only about trading, just trading full time. It's about having a business of trading that you can use for predictable income in trading. Okay, and that's done by setting up your business of trading right, your trading business right, and getting to do the things that you need to. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do and go through, and these are very helpful. Okay. Second is going to be able to develop a training style providing you with maximum freedom. So we don't want to trade all day, like I said in the beginning, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at your computer. Okay, that's not cool. You want you to be able to kind of trade a few hours, but enjoy life and live the life that you want to live, life of freedom. Okay, if we can help you do that, then I'm going to be really happy. And that's the goal of the academy. That's my vision. Okay, it will help you to reach your goals faster by developing a mindset for training and life. You'll find that what you teach you in the academy is really helpful for trading, but also applies a lot in life. So you can actually improve your life quite a lot with that. Things like journaling, right? The right journaling tactics for life is really helpful. Here's feedback from Matt, who's a student of the academy. He says the academy is not to real life training how to actually become a profitable trader. It focuses on all right things that other courses don't. Most will just show a bunch of chart patterns, but patterns are such a small aspect of trading. Exactly. That's awesome. Brian says, this was an info. You want to show a module of multiple time frame trading, string of multiple time frame. It says, I never thought of this approach. This is just opening a new world of trading to me. Awesome. And feedback from John Just, which I won't read, but you can read on yourself if you want. It's been trading for 3 years and was profitable. Prior to training, which has been improving a lot since then, which is awesome. Okay, so who's this for? I first opened my academy in the sense that I want to have beginning traders join the academy and help them out. But I found out pretty fast that people that have been struggling for some time, that have been struggling traders, are still getting a lot out of the academy. It's still like improve a lot. And we found out that some people just need to make things right from the start. They want to be able to start right and make things right from the start. Some people prefer to kind of maybe make some mistakes first, try it out, and then come back to the academy and get some result. And kind of we help them out succeed with the mastermind call, with the help provide them along the way. So whatever stage you're at right now, even if you're profitable, like John was saying, you can still get better result. That's because teach things that other courses have never seen teach, and that these like techniques that I was taught by Mandy Parsanjani and Michael Tama, which are in the academy also. These I've never been shared before to other people, which is really big. Okay. So you might be thinking, with all the information out there, I can probably figure it out on my own. And the answer is yes. Like as we said before, you can figure it out on your own, but you'll always be confused by all the information out there, all the contradicting opinion. Like people say, use price action, don't use price action, use this, use that, don't use that. And it's really hard to make a living or build a skill when you're surrounded by people that always tell you the opposite or something different. So the best thing I found for myself is I had at some point to kind of cut everything and only pick one coach, one person I want to follow, and only follow that person, that one person. Okay, up to until like when I got some result. And that took like a year or 8 months, but I still got a lot more than following different people and reading different posts, different articles, watching different videos, and being confused all the time. So you better focus on something with someone or something you want to learn and do that for some time and learn from this. So what we provide you is a lot of information, of course, a lot of courses and stuff, but it is only what we've seen works and what we know you will need to succeed. Okay, and our goal is to make the academy one place where you can learn everything you need
in this one place, not in like 5 different places. Okay, because that's useless. So we provide you a lot of things, but that's all you need. So what you're going to get is, if you just sign up to the guys, you get the Academy, which is $6,000 membership value. But we also want to add a few bonuses for you, because we know this is like a high price. We know this is like tough, but even if you have to pay the full price for this, it's totally worth it because of the content we have, the value we have, and everything inside the Academy. So we'll have to this a few bonuses, which I want to share with you. These are exclusive for the webinar and a little bit after. So first thing is a backlisting script for MT4. Okay, so for the longest time, I was trying to backlist myself in platform like Foxtester or Software FX or things like that. I was trying to backlist manually all the time, and I found out that took a long time. Okay, I became really frustrated by going back and forth and testing things out. And if I had to test again, I had to go through like all the thing manual and do everything myself, take all the trades. Again, that would take like about 5-6 hours per pair for 10 years. Okay, quite frustrating. So then I created a template. So a script for MT4 that I can use to backtest. So basically I would just like plug and test my data here. You put your indicators you want to use, things you want to look for. It works really well with cross section or with indicators. Okay. There's some things you cannot test that are like really discretionary, you cannot test that, but if they're mechanical, you can test them. Like you can test them really well. Okay, so I would plug my things here and I would backtest things. And at the end I would get the result of my backtest, okay, really fast. For like 10 years, it would take like 2 minutes. And I was amazed because it's like so fast and you can test so much in a few minutes, which is awesome. So what you'll be able to do with this, you'll be able to test to plug and test strategies in minutes. Okay, literally minutes. You'll be able to stop worrying whether you have an edge or not. A lot of people don't test what they trade, so then they wonder whether they have an edge or not, or if they have one or not. But if you test it, then you can know you have an edge or not. Okay, which is really helpful. You'll be able to come up with your own methodologies, your own rules, because you've tested all of them. You've tested all the rules you have, so you can know what works, what doesn't. And you'll be able to develop non-subjective strategies like Alejandro or me have been doing so far with your strategies we treat right now both. Okay, this works even for non-coders. So there's no trial and error period. Like you don't have to kind of try it out and see if it works, or just try to code something on yourself, which is like really long, really hard. You can just plug it there, test it, and even if you're not coding right now, even if you have like no clue about how to code, we'll be able to help you out, and we'll be able to help you kind of code this properly for yourself. Both Daniel and me know how to code really well so far because we've learned it. We have no choice, but we can help you out kind of how to do things right for yourself, how to code it right. Okay, how to use a template. It also comes like a video that you can use. So you get the Academy plus the backlisting script, total value of $6,250. And the other thing I want to add, because I've seen so many people in the past that were trading with one style, like there may be like day trading, but they don't know if that's their best style for them. And then they fail and they wonder, well, was that my best style? Was it the best thing I had to trade? Like, was I supposed to be day trading or swing trading, or what's the best for beginners? And the answer is there's no best style. There's just the best style for you. And I want to help you out figure out what's your best style. So we give you an online trader assessment plus a coaching call. So here's what that looks like. So basically you take a test like this, which is the DISC profile. And from that profile, I can help you figure out whether you're going to be a better day trader, a better swing trader, and then if you're going to be a better discretionary or systematic trader. Okay, we can figure out this from here. Here's my profile, for example. I'm a very good swing trader, okay, but not a good day trader at all. And here's basically what you figure out. So you figure out whether you're going to be a better systematic trader or discretionary, and what's going to be your ideal time frame. So day trading, swing trading, maybe also multiple time frame if you're good at that. You get to figure out this from this test. Okay, which I can help you figure out. So I'll do a call with you, like I did with Ed in the past. Ed says, thank you. This was very helpful. I felt I've been struggling against my instinct to make scalping and day trading work. This confirms that and gives me a better and positive feeling on the direction to go. So Ed was a really good swing trader, but he went to day trading first, couldn't make it work. And then he came to me and we helped him out kind of go back to swing trading better and make swing trading work for him. Okay. So you get the Academy plus the backlisting script plus the chair assessment, which will do a call with you for this one. Okay, so you get a call with me also. And the other thing I want to add is I want to make sure that you guys track your stats properly when you trade. So you need to be able to track your stats and kind of get the numbers you need. And actually after that, make decisions from your stats. Make like rule-based decisions. And that's what will give you a backlisting or a
trading metric spreadsheet that you can use. These are things that are used by professional traders, okay, and that you can use for yourself. And you'll be able to track all your stats, all the things that you need to your trading. That, and we'll also give you a module in the academy on how to use this, what decision to make for what rules and what to look for and everything. That's all included. So you get to see your stats plus use them right. So we give you the academy perspective script, plus the trade assessment, plus the trading metric spreadsheet, plus to get all my connection mentorship experience working for you at all times. So total value of $6,895. And now, of course, we have to choice for this. So choice number one is to make this cheap with the A, cheap as possible. And the second option was to dedicate more time, energy, and resource to help you guarantee success. And of course, because number one is not fulfilling, there's many people number one, I think, of selling cheap courses and like cheap stuff that doesn't get the result. Or we try to contact the instructor after and they never reply. I said, we need to do this different. We need to provide more support to help people because that's how they really succeed. So we chose number two, to give you more support, more resource. We have more time to be there for you. We can chat more with you, help you out. And we chose that part. And I just for this academy said, in a few years, you can come back to us and say, because of this academy or because of this training, I've been able to be successful in training and create all this and I have like all these apartments there and here in different countries and I travel here and there. And that's all because of the academy. So if we're going to help you out do this, I'll be awesome. That's my motivation to do everything. That's why I wake up every morning to be able to go out and do work for you guys. Is I want you to succeed. And if I can help you succeed in big shot in the long term, like having a big result, then I'm going to be happy. Okay. It's not to arrive for some people. Some people got really good results with the academy, but I think we're going to make it better. And hopefully you'll be part of that vision for the future of making the academy nicer and bigger and more powerful. Yeah. So you get the academy plus the Pakistan script, plus your assessment, plus the trading metric spreadsheet, and all my connection, mentorship, and experience working for you at all times. And the question I ask now is how much does it cost? The question you ask yourself is how does it cost to invest in yourself? What does it cost if you're struggling for like the five next years without taking any action? Like for me, the biggest part of my growth was number one, surrounding myself with the right people, surrounding myself with traders. And number two, investing in people, investing in education, in courses, and coaches to be able to get big results. Now, if you want to get to a point where you make $10,000 per month trading without investing in yourself, that's a big task. That's a big thing that you might not be able to do. I've not seen people get to full-time trading without investing in themselves and thinking of coaches or some courses, because that's just hard. It's just taking more time. It's just more painful. Because you better invest in yourself first, and then you'll start to see results. That's what I found for myself, and I had to trust it. Of course, I had to pick someone that I trusted, that I resisted with, and that's how I've been able to do it for myself. Okay, so. $149 4 times for monthly payments, and we cancel the subscription so it's not renewed. Like you're gonna be a lifetime member after, or one payment of $497. Okay, both are lifetime memberships. Cheat Stain for lifetime, you get everything a lifetime, and all the bonuses we talk about. The link is here to sign up if you guys want to sign up for now. Joshua.com/go. You just have it in your browser. I think I know what I put in the chat, and that we can put it there. And yes, it's there. Awesome. So that's awesome. So yeah, link is there. And we hope that you guys are going to be in the academy soon to kind of start to work with you and stuff. And I want to go to the breakdown of what's included in the academy just so you guys get a better idea. I'm going to answer your question also. So we have a few things. First of all, it's the mastermind calls. And we get 2 months of mastermind calls. So every month, every 2 weeks actually, we go to a mastermind call. This is a unique thing to the academy where you're able to connect with traders. You can jump on a call with us. We are a bunch of traders, sometimes 9 or more or less, it depends. And you can talk with us, like share your challenges, share your experience. We put all the replays of the calls in the academy, so you can access them after if you want. If you miss them, you can go to them after. And those are based on teaching and coaching. So we can coach you on like what you're struggling with. And I've never seen anyone go to all the mastermind calls every single month at least and not getting a result. People that go to mastermind calls every month, they get result. And if not, they're profitable by now. Most of them, because you have to go to that. And the more support you get, I found the more you get, the more faster you get profitable. The faster you get profitable. Okay. That's why the mastermind calls are powerful. And people love them so far. We have people coming back all the time because it's so powerful. And we make sure we do them into 2 different time zones, that if you're in a time zone where you cannot attend them, you can attend the next one in the other time zone. Okay, so that's kind of useful for people in Europe or somewhere else. Okay. Visual guide and checklists. We have this in the Academy. I love them. It's the fact that most successful traders tend to follow a series of strong processes and checklists. And that's why I created all these checklists. So I have a few checklists in the Academy, a few processes like that, like this you can use. Things like trust patterns. We have a few more we teach you how to use them, when to edit them, what rules to follow. Discipline tracker, indicator checklist, you want to use indicator, trading rules from the pro, plus a bunch of them that you can use and kind of, I recommend you print them out, put them on your desk, and use them whenever you need to. Okay, very useful. That's what I did myself to kind of be more structured and get some result. Second thing is the ultimate. So this is the mastermind group that we have. So we have a mastermind group on Slack. This is the ultimate support system for traders, where you can kind of get support all the time. We have this group on Slack where we have people kind of chatting all the time and sharing things that they are struggling with, or big ones they have, or even set up. So we have different categories. We have a mastermind category, mindset, share trade, strategy, trading plan, which are there for you. Trading system, something else, but that's fine. And you can just post there anyway. We have a lot of people kind of posting there and stuff, and interacting there. This category, share trades, when people can share trade, should they set up what they look for, the strategy, and you can learn from them. If you're using ideas for strategy right now, you can learn from this chat. Like, people post their setup, and you can learn from that. You can use this and maybe even ask questions if you don't understand clearly. Ask questions how to use it, and use this for yourself. Okay, these are really good traders posting it all the time, so that's awesome to learn from them. So that's why it's powerful. And the other thing we have is, if you're like in capital right now, we have a capital funding program by XTrader that will coach you through. So this is a program where you get funded by Psychosion on the platform. And of course, you must meet the requirement for the program, of course. But you'll be able to get capital based on your score, such as $10,000 for the first round. And then so you need a 12-month track record or a 6-month with a different score. You know, it's $1,000 of equity, but they give you $10,000 to trade with. And basically, you get through that program. We'll coach you through this because some people of us have been through this. We kind of use the program. We know people at XTrader that can tell us what the requirements are that they don't share. So we can teach you kind of and coach you on what to go through and what you have to do. And so we coach you through that. If you need capital, we'll help you to get there pretty fast. Basically, only 6 months or 12 months is all you need to be able to get capital. It's pretty good program that they have. So the Academy, as we said, as we didn't say, comes with a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied in the first 14 days, we'll give you money back without any question asked, because I want you guys to be satisfied. And if you're not getting more money than what you paid, if you're not getting more as you paid for in the Academy, we'll give you money back guarantee. That's fine. Okay, I don't want to take your money for no reason. We'll also include a live bonus for you guys in the webinar now. If you join us only in the webinar, we'll give you this bonus, which is a mentoring session with me. I'll get in a call with you to review your training plan and kind of what you have so far, what your goals are, how to progress the best. And that's going to be a one-to-one call with me of 1 hour or more. We'll see how it goes. But we'll go through like everything, all the parts, your training plan, your training business plan, if you have one, your goals for now, your plans, your goals, what you want to achieve, and kind of maybe who I can connect you with to be able to achieve your goals. Okay, what trader I can connect you with so you can achieve your goal faster. And this is going to be available only for the live event. So if you join after the live event, you won't get this, but you'll get all the other bonuses that we talked about before. Okay. And we also have a welcome call tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be, I think, in my morning. So yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll do a welcome call. If you're in Europe, it's going to work well for you. If you're in Asia, it's going to work well for you also. But yeah, and if you're in actually New York also, New York time zone, Eastern time zone, that's going to work well too. But yeah, we'll do a welcome call to kind of welcome all the new students. So you can join us for the welcome call. We'll send you a link after you sign up to the Academy. It's going to be a custom link for you. You can use it for the welcome call tomorrow. And I hope to see you there, of course. Okay, we do this. So only if you join before the call. We'll send the link only if you join before the call. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And that's going to make it easier for you, okay? So what you're going to get is you get the Academy plus the back script plus all these things. Okay, mentorship session, which we talked about before. Live Academy welcome call tomorrow. Full value, you get over $7,540 of value from this. And even if you go to full price, it will still be worth it totally. Because some people have paid this to be in my academy. They paid this coaching, and they got the money back. Okay, because they got some result. So here are the templates. If you want to grab them, the link for the academy is here. It's startup.com/go. If you want to grab the bonuses we talk about, they are here, but they're also in the academy if you want them. Okay. Question and answer. We'll go to a Q&A for now. I'll bring back Alejandro to kind of go through the Q&A. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below in the chat, and we'll be able to go through questions. Okay. Yeah, let's see.
Hi, Etienne.
Now it's back. Welcome back. Awesome. So yeah, let's go to those questions. And guys, as soon as we are live, the bonuses will apply to talk about all the bonuses. Once we're done being live, then only the bonus mentioned are not for live event. They're going to be working because you can decide to join later on. We'll have the replay for like 48 hours, I think, after, but just don't waste much time because like otherwise you won't get the bonuses. Okay. So yeah, so go ahead. I see a question now. I can't answer for now. So Nick says, what's a good amount of funds to start with? And I think there's no minimum. You can start with whatever you want. You can start with like, even I would recommend you start with the demo account. That's totally fine. But yeah, there's no minimum. It's just like you start with whatever you want to start with. And then you kind of grow it out over time. So you grow it to more and more and more. But I would recommend if you want to start with a minimum basic account, $1,000, $2,000 is going to be minimum. Okay, to start with. And then grow it over time, manage your money well, which will teach you how to do in the academy. You have a module like how to manage your money properly. So you can manage your money properly and kind of grow your account over time and just make it bigger. Okay, it's not about where you start; it's about how far you go and what action you take to become better. Okay.
Yeah, and I also want to add to the part of Nick. He asked before if the UK is okay. Are you talking about the academy part, or are you talking about the Axis Select program? Because there are two different things. One has to do with the broker, so it depends if the broker can take you in, and the academy. Since we are not giving any financial advice, we are just giving education. Then any part of the world that you are from, we can take you in, as long as you have a good internet connection and you can watch our videos and join the mastermind call. Then you should be perfectly fine in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. Nick, I will not promise in return because you asked what is a good percent return using that method in the academy. But I would say around 5% a month if you are starting out and starting to become profitable is a good target to aim for. Now it's going to depend more, like, because you can always change this. If it's too low, you just risk a little bit more. If it's too high, you risk a little bit less. And you can always change the percent you make per month. So it's not about how much percentage. You can always make this bigger or smaller. It's about how much consistency you have and kind of what return to drawdown ratio you get. So if you have a big return and a big drawdown, not worth it. If you have a big return and a low drawdown, that's kind of worth it. You can always increase it. I guess that's
exactly. The return question is usually complicated because no one talks about the drawdown. Everyone asks about the return, but no one asks about the drawdown. Yeah. So I mean, you could have a 30% return per month, but you will have a 90% drawdown at some point in the next few months, right? So that is not like exactly what anyone likes. So, and it also depends on the strategy because we have several strategies in the academy. Some of them we don't use them that much now, but people are still using them. And for the BBR, it also depends how you apply it, what you think you do, and other things that may be there. So it is a bit more complicated than that. So like it would be like depending on each strategy, your own risk metrics and your own parameters and how you're applying it, then we could tell you the return exactly of what you could expect based on back, right? Or
yeah. Well, let's put it this way. So if you do everything we tell you in the academy and do all the work and you get some good result, you have enough return to trade for people, trade for yourself, and make a living. Okay, and that's if you manage your money well. If you have a good enough kind of account balance, but you will at least get enough to trade for people. That's for sure, without any problem. Yeah. No need to worry about that.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Richard. He just joined the academy.
Richard, thank you. Good job. Let's move.
Yeah, we will send you the email for the scheduling the call with Etienne for this special live bonus after the call, after we finish the webinar.
Darren was saying where in the academy can I find more about the market phase, the market context, the part past the market phase. So we have this in module 2 in the course Power Trader. We also have a bunch of bonus videos on that in the bonus section that are covering the market phase. They go to like more example and stuff. Module 2 of Power Trader is more about the theory and kind of how to apply it, but it goes into more detail also. But then the bonus section is more to kind of how to apply it and go to example and charts. So you have a lot of them in the bonus section. It's for Darren. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Perfect. And there are also a couple of other things that we have here. People have been asking us in the past about the lifetime access. We have had many questions in the past about if it is a one-time payment or how many payments and how much time you get access to everything. So Setin mentioned you have two options right now. You can have a payment plan, which is for payments of $149. And then after the 4 payments end, then you have no more payments for the academy, but you will have lifetime, or one payment of $497. I think that's the pricing, right?
Yeah.
One payment of $497, and then you also you have lifetime. So whichever plan you go, it is lifetime. The only difference is in one you are spreading the payments into 4 parts, or you are paying everything in one installment.
Yeah, and the main reason for this is I found that people sometimes need help longer in the ways. They might want to get me now, they get profitable, and then they need to help like 2 years later because they want to kind of get financing traded, they want to trade for a prop firm. And I find it bad to have those people in the future. So I want to help you out throughout the journey from here to wherever you want to go, wherever you want to take this, which it can be as far as you want. And that's kind of the goal. So if you have a lifetime membership, we can help you out along the way forever. So there's no kind of limit. And we can help you out to whatever phase you're facing, whatever challenge you have, more than just like a partial thing. That doesn't really work. Doesn't really make sense for me. So it's a lifetime membership, lifetime access. You get the bonuses for lifetime also. And you can be part of the family forever.
Yeah, exactly. And if for any reason you need to take a break relatively soon or something like that, then you are not going to miss anything. Everything is usually recorded in the academy. We have all the lessons are video recorded, and all the mastermind calls, we record them using actually exactly the same software we are using right now for the webinar. So everything it's there for you if you need to take a break.
We don't know when we'll offer this price again because we are working now with the higher price for the academy. So we've not done this pricing for a long time, and we're not sure we'll offer it anymore again. So if you want to use it, if you want to do it right now with this pricing, I would strongly recommend you do so because I'm not sure I'm going to use it in anytime soon. So just so you guys know. Yeah,
exactly. That's something that it's important to mention. We have another question. How long for the beginning to start trading and how to become profitable? First and worst cases from Nick.
Worst case is if you waste a lot of time and you try to make it work yourself. That can take 8 years. I've seen people 10 years and they're still not profitable because they never took the time to learn and invest in themselves. Now, if you invest in yourself, again, that's going to depend. So do you invest in yourself but then do nothing? Or do you invest in yourself and then take action on everything we talk about? So that's something to think about. So for example, let's say you join and you do nothing, it's going to do some time. Let's say you join and you do a little bit of work. Then it might take you a year, maybe 6 months to a year. If you join and do everything we tell you to do and all the homework and all the things, and you come to all the mastermind calls, then 2 months you can start to trade live. I think it doesn't take more than that. 2 months and you're gonna be fine. Maybe 3 months you want to take a month of demo, just to solidify things. But only that you only need more than that. It's enough. It's plenty. Don't try to kind of take too much time if you don't need too much time. But the thing is, we'll tell you how where and when to start when you feel you're good to start. And if you have any question how to go and what to put and everything, we'll get you through that as well to make sure you can grow and go pro with time, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And also, well, the worst case would be that you start doing things and then you forget about it and take a break and never come back, which sometimes happens when people are not really committed. And that is why we have these type of things in terms of the monthly calls, but in the end, the one that does the work, it's you. Like, we cannot do the work for you. We cannot study for you. You have to study all the materials, and you have to be practicing in order to be able to become successful. We have had people that actually took like a few months to go and learn all the basics and then start to implement their strategy that they built in demo. But it all depends a lot on yourself in order to be able to do the things.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. What's that? Any other question?
Not in the chat. Well, I will.
I see. Larry says, "How profitable should you be in a demo account before you go live?" Good question. So I would recommend you are similar to what you've practiced it, so what your stats look like. If you can have something similar to that or within the range, that's fine. If you have taken enough trades, like at least 20 trades in demo, then you're fine. Like for me, when I went to demo a few months back, I went to demo with like an algo, just the algo. I went for only 1 month, and I just wanted to see the result would work fine, the algo would be fine, and make no mistakes. And then I went to trade it live. So it depends what your goal is. If you want to test that you can do it yourself manually, then maybe go longer. If you just want to test the stats, or just get a little bit more confidence, then take a little bit more time. And all depends on yourself and your personality as well, which is going to help you kind of figure out or do the personality test, the trade assessment. Okay, we'll help you out figure out, do you tend to be too careful or not too careful? And is that something you can do to kind of go to maximize that strength that you have? Okay.
Exactly. And yeah, Nick was asking also if we teach people to scan and identify trades. I don't know exactly what
definitely.
you mean. Yeah. You can clarify that, it would be better.
Yeah, so scan and identify trades. Yeah, of course. So that's like you mean like looking for different pairs and then finding the trades to enter. Yeah, we'll teach you that. So it goes through the process we go through. It's like a funnel, right? We start higher with the market phase and we go lower to the setup. And that's how it works. So we'll teach you that, of course, step by step. We can even do an example with you in the mastermind call if you want. If you have any question that you wonder, any question you have trouble with, then we can do this in the mastermind call. Okay. So yeah, we'll go through example anytime you want, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I was like, by scanning, do you mean something like that? But yeah, I think it would be that most people mean is like the process of how to identify a specific trade or how to identify different market opportunities. So yeah, that's exactly what I think it's called Power Trader course is exactly for.
Yeah, Power Trader is going through that. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
We have another question. Okay, yeah, like what level of support will people get when they join the academy, and what can they expect in terms of answering questions and things like that?
So you get kind of full support from us. So we have a mastermind group, as we said before, in Slack that is available anytime you want. You can post a question there anytime you want, anytime you feel like you have questions. And because we have like so many people in different time zones, we can answer the question pretty much anytime. Sometimes I will answer, sometimes Ariana will answer, sometimes the student will answer the question. So it really depends. And then from there, if you have any questions that are more precise, we can do a call with you also. So we do calls in the beginning to support you. If you have any questions about any module, we'll also help you out to the mastermind group. And we do calls every 2 weeks, like we said before. So the calls help you out kind of get back on track and get some new lessons to apply and some new things that you can look forward to. So that's kind of the support you get. A lot that you get in the mastermind group, and then the calls if you need to. And then we'll always have to help you out if you need anything special or if you need more help on some topics. We also create new courses every kind of few months. If you have any kind of topic you want us to cover, we can do a new course. If it's IDU courses, we can do a course on that, and that's going to be available in a few months for sure. And you get access to this also in the academy because you're a last-time member. So
yeah, I don't really have any more questions. Well, we have.
I still wanted the Q&A part. That's from Steven.
Oh, that's neat.
I have a good plan, but I have trouble reducing my losses to optimize profit. Any ideas? So
here it's all about, I guess, managing your profits, managing your trades. So you gotta try to tweak and find out how can you manage your trades. What's the best way to manage your trades for yourself? It can be with like multiple take profit or different ways to put your stop loss, or maybe kind of depends if your losses are bigger than your profit, of course. If your losses are like really big and your profit are small, then you need to work on that. You need to have ways to put your stop loss tighter or something like that. Or if you have no stop loss, then you have to also reduce those, of course, and make them smaller. It's all these things you can think about. But it's about kind of testing first and seeing what works, and then making sure that you find the best way for you. Okay. Maybe for me, what helped the most is taking partial profit. So profits you take partially, so to take profit, or 3 if you want. And you take half at 1-to-1 and the other half at your next profit, something of the sort. It's kind of practically you loss and not get any loss. So that worked pretty well for me.
Exactly, and this is actually exactly what the mastermind calls are for, and also sometimes the first special call that we have right now, the assessment with it.
Yeah, it's kind of question we covered like many times in mastermind call also, I think. And one example.
And if you would like to get that specific to your strategy and that, and at the end to look at that, then you could get like the Academy right now while we still have the special coaching session with Etienne, and he will be able to help you in more specific things, because without knowing a lot of stuff about your strategy, we can only give you general ideas of what to do. But once you're in the Academy, we will be able to know a lot more about you and help you a lot more directly into implementing those strategies.
Yeah. So if you have a few more minutes, you want to join with the discount and the bonuses for the live event. If not, you can still join after the replay, but I would recommend join now for 2 more bonuses to get. It's up to you though, and we won't force you to join for sure. But I want to thank you guys for being here today and joining us live. I appreciate it a lot. I've been sick for like the past 2 days, but I hope it's still fun. You can still learn from this and still get some value. I hope so. Comment below in the chat if you have any questions left or anything you want us to cover also. And we'll be going with that after. So I think that's all right. You just open the chat. Awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. So guys, we'll finish it here. Thank you for being here. Also keep taking action toward your goals, and I recommend you apply what you learned today pretty fast. Try to become better in whatever you need. What am I saying? Try to become better as much as you can. Try to improve as much as you can. Become the best you can be, and we'll catch you guys pretty soon.
Bye.